It's Feel Good Friday with Dr. Phil 2. It's time to fill your Friday with something good. Come on together, let's shape a new start with clarity, confidence, and purpose. It's Feel Good Friday. Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, it's Feel Good Friday. We are here. We're live in the studio with none other than Dr. Carrie Rosario. Yes, we are here in the place, in the space, and we want you to know that, listen, it is Friday, and we should always feel good about something good. Feel something good. So, how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Thank you so much for opening up this space, and it's a pleasure to be here with everyone.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, Dr. Carey is, how do you like to go by? Dr. Carey, Dr. Rosario?
I think you can call me Carrie.
We want to make sure that, you know, uh, here's the thing. You are a professor in North Carolina, but you are an artist. So tell me which area you are professor in.
So I'm a professor of public health at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I've been there for about 13 years and still enjoy doing that work with students and building up the next generation of public health professionals.
That's amazing because right now we're seeing that, healthcare, public health is being attacked right now. But, we definitely believe that it is still a force to be reckoned with. And, I see a lot of people, medical professions, they want to be somewhere in there, they get their master's in public health. So that's like one of the first stops. How important is that?
Yeah, well, I would say public health is extremely important. Most of our advancements in expanding life expectancy have been as a result of public health accomplishments. We're less funded than medical and clinical professions, but our impact is longstanding, and we often are underrecognized just because the work that we do is focused on prevention. And so you don't see, right, the results of our successful work because we are preventing the problems from happening in the first place.
Yes, that's true. That's true. It's all about prevention. And really, a lot of us would be successful if we did a lot of preventative methods and really taking our health seriously, taking living seriously, so definitely applaud what you do on a day-to-day basis and raising our next generation. How really beneficial is it that you are like teaching? How do you find that? What are they receiving? What are you receiving when you see the differences and the results in the classroom?
Yeah, well, I think we learn through modeling, right? Even our parents, our families, we learn through those dynamics, and so teaching is sort of an extension of that. I learn from my students every class, every semester, and hopefully they're learning something from me as well. My goal as a teacher is really to co-construct a learning environment that mimics how we might exist in the real world, where we can adapt, learn, and grow by our interactions and relationships with other people. And so I enjoy being in this space with students. And as I mentioned, I learn something new about myself and about the world every time.
Love it, love it. Yes. But not only are you a professor, I mean, you have been kind of not kind of, but you've been an artist, not only an artist, but somehow I feel like you have a great photographer around everywhere you go. You get all these nature scenes, so you know where to really place yourself in nature. But talk to me about it. I'm going to get to some other stuff, but talk to me because I love nature. I will cross a bridge and kind of take my time crossing the bridge just because I get a good lay of the land of the ocean or the river of the sea. You know, what is it about nature that really gets to you?
Yeah, so I would first say that my research is focused on place-based public health, and that's all about where we live, learn, work, and grow. And so I have a deep connection to the land, and I think that was instilled in me by my parents. Um, Growing up was always outside, pathfinders, always had me out in nature, and it's just a beautiful place to think about yourself in a larger context. And so a lot of my time is spent looking at the lake and finding peace and stillness from that. It's a benefit for your mental health. It allows you to be in better relationships with other people. And my goal is to really just capture those moments. The more you can sit in this wonderful world that we have around us, the more you can see yourself belonging and connected to it, and also see how small sometimes you are, and that bigger picture, and how we're all needed to really benefit. And I just love being outside. I love hearing the sounds of nature, and if I can capture that in an image, in a moment, then I can share it with someone else who might not have been with me at that time, but can still experience the benefit of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have some great spaces that you can capture, and that's part of mental health as well. Sometimes when you put yourself in nature, and one of the things I advise as a coach for people that need a new start, need to reshape their mind, their heart, their spirit, their soul, their everything. Just go to a space of nature. Just get to a boardwalk, get to the forest, get to some ocean setting, get to a place of peace. So that's my thing. Get to a place of peace and regenerate yourself, and I think that it just does an amazing effect.
Yeah,
Um, like I said, I love bridges, and the longer the bridge, the better for me because I get a good view of certain things. Being on a boat, right? Just kind of being in an ocean setting. I don't want to be in the ocean. I just want to kind of be over, right?
it puts it all in perspective, though, right?
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. It's a beautiful thing. Now you are an artist, so how in the world did you get into this? And we're gonna show some pictures here. This is you at an exhibit, right? Some pictures of you and an exhibit. Tell me about what we're seeing here.
Yeah, so the pictures that you're sharing are from the opening reception for my current exhibit that's on display at the Marshall Muse Gallery, a new gallery in downtown Greensboro. And the exhibit is about caregivers. It's called What the Eyes Don't See, and it's a story of um, you know, Black male caregivers who are often not the first image that you think about when you're thinking about caregiving. And so most of my images have focused on this nature aspect that you shared, but this exhibit is really my way of sort of honoring, especially during National Family Caregiver Month, which is what we're in the month of November, honoring folks who um, care for our communities, care for our families, and often are rendered invisible by society. But caregiving takes a lot of your time and your energy, and it's my way of saying thank you and pouring back into them.
Wow. Now, whose art is this? Like on the wall, whose art is this?
So downstairs is where the main gallery is. So these are pieces of works that are from a broader community of artists here in
Hmm.
Greensboro. My work is showcased upstairs in the community gallery, and uh, there's an image I think that says "What the Eyes Don't See" and has me um, in it. And upstairs in this gallery, there are images of five men who allowed me into their stories and their moments, and kind of talked to me about their caregiving experience. And what I've done is allowed folks to put themselves in the images. None of the images show the faces of the men. They just are honoring the men for not just the care that they give, but also just for being human, right? For existing. We often focus on the care and not the caregiver. And you're a valuable human being just because you are. And this is my way of showing that dignity and respect to these men for purely existing and centering them in their humanity and not just the care that they give.
Wow, that is amazing. So you've not only had the art, but you connected it to a story. And I remember in one of the churches, well, two churches I've been in, we have definitely done a focus on caregiving and praying for caregivers, and we understand them. And the older you get, the more you kind of get into that atmosphere anyway, right? If you have parents that are aging and things like that, you will get into that kind of naturally. But I thank you for that first. That's a great concept. And so the images that we saw, you took pictures of those, and do you do art like painting and things like that, or is it more like photography art?
Yeah, so I do not paint, but I do enjoy that medium. And most of the work that I do is photography, nature, landscapes, scenes with water and sunsets.
Yep.
I've had two exhibits previously, one entitled Reclaiming Peace, that was centered on mental health. Another entitled The Poetry of Place, which focused on belonging and exploring how people make meaning in their everyday lives. And this one is focused on raising caregiver visibility. As the founder of the Loving Well, which is an organization focused on caregivers, 63 million caregivers are in the United States, and probably a little bit more than that. Many of them are balancing, 20 to 30 hours of caregiving a week, often with full-time jobs. And so my work across these types of exhibits is really just to help people feel seen, especially those whose lives and labor are often overlooked. And I was so lucky to be the inaugural community gallery exhibit at the Marshall Muse Gallery, which is an amazing space downtown Greensboro that's cultivating a community of artists. And it has really been a beautiful experience just connecting with folks as they navigate the exhibit and engage with some of the stations, reflection stations, opportunities to honor caregivers in their lives and hearing their stories. It's just really been an honor and a privilege to curate a space where they feel seen and where I can showcase these five men who have shared their stories with me.
How did you get connected with this museum? How did all of that happen? I mean, now you've executed the vision, but it started somewhere. How did that connection happen?
Yeah, so I mean, for the past 3 years, I have showcased my photography. Both of the 2 years prior has been at the Greensboro Cultural Center, and this year I wanted to do something different. So I was looking for a space, and I contacted someone downtown Greensboro, and they put me in contact with Tracy, who is the owner of the Marshall Muse Gallery. And we talked back and forth about how what her vision was for the community gallery, which is a space where other artists and or organizations can showcase their art for various periods of time. And she mentioned that she was looking for someone to serve as the inaugural exhibit. And I was just fortunate to be put in contact with her and to have the opportunity to showcase this exhibit during the opening of her gallery and during National Family Caregiver Month. So the exhibit's on display all of November and all of December. And then in January, another exhibit will rotate in that community gallery space.
I love that. I love that. Art has always been a part of my upbringing. In fact, in college, I produced what's called Expressions, a publication dedicated to artwork, short stories, and poetry. So,
Love
during my
that.
teenage years, I wanted to be a rap artist, but I also kind of got into poetry as well. So, well, hey, if I'm writing rhymes, I can write poetry. And so that has always been an inspiration. But then what I did was I gathered art from different students at college and their short stories and their poetry, and we put it together in one publication called
I love
Express.
that. I
Yeah.
love
So,
that. And that's actually, so each of the images usually at my exhibits have a connection, a QR link to a poem that I feel connects with the image. And in this exhibit, there are QR codes attached to certain or adjacent to certain photos that link to poems as well. And then there's an exhibit playlist that I've curated for folks to take with them. And somewhere at the end of this year, when the exhibit wraps up, there'll also be an exhibit guide that folks can purchase just to kind of share and commemorate this inaugural exhibit.
wow. Wow. That's amazing. So, using the art form of poetry, connection, the story it connects, that is great. And that's part of healing. I mean,
It
when
is.
you're able to walk through a museum, you walk through an art show, an exhibit, you just have a sense of healing and belonging. So it just triggers something different when you do that. There are times I've taken my daughters through museums and just just to see the artwork or just to kind of visit the Met or things like that, just to see what you can do with creativity. And so and you'll find that a lot of people, especially dealing with mental health, use a lot of art. So now that you're in public health and so this is part of all of that connection. What healing have you seen happen for people through this?
Yeah, so there's been a couple of folks who have walked through the exhibit and shared their stories with me about caregivers in their lives or a caregiver, a story that they've lived through. And I'm just, I think being able to connect with someone, feeling seen allows an opportunity for healing and for you to feel like your experience, your um, story matters. And that's the intention, right? It's to truly see people. It's an invitation to slow down, to listen, to dialogue with folks, and to validate each other's experiences. And that kind of interaction, those interpersonal dynamics really allow for us to heal, to grieve, to enjoy each other's presence, to think about the beauty in our stories, even if sometimes they led to loss or they led to extensive time away from your goals. Um, I think being seen and being heard and being valued helps us really to move through these moments in our lives and to see a bigger picture of what these moments can mean for us and for engaging with other people.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I mean, that is a great concept. I love that you have the story. What is the next step for you? You've done these exhibits, you're teaching in the classroom. What is it now that we look forward to seeing from you?
Yeah, so the first thing I would mention is that this exhibit is just the first expression of my organization, the Loving Wells Caregiver Visibility Project. We started first centering Black male caregivers as a starting point, but the broader mission is all about caregivers. And so there will be other installations focused on continuing to raise awareness to caregivers. And then with the Loving Well, we're building an ecosystem that supports caregivers as whole humans. And that includes curated communities that are organized for them around their shared interests. So caregivers have spaces that are shaped by identity and joy and connection, not just the stress of caregiving. We're also actively seeking sponsors to help build a caregiver micro grant fund because even small investments can make a meaningful difference for caregivers who often have to put their dreams on hold to, center the care that they're giving. We're releasing cards for caregivers in the new year, and like I mentioned before, publishing exhibit guides from this inaugural show. And then we're also launching a podcast in 2026 to provide a joyful, soul filling space for caregivers to feel seen and to just relax and exhale.
I love it. And in fact, I can't wait to connect you with somebody else that I know that is into caregivers and has done well at that. And most of the times, well, some of the times you'll see the people that are heavy into caregivers have been a caregiver and have also, experienced loss. So it kind of comes with grief as well, and or even the state that your family is in while you're caregiving, that comes with another level. So I think this is a very powerful
Thank
future.
you.
I look forward to the podcast. I look forward to connecting you with other people that are passionate about what you do, and look forward to more exhibits. I mean, I see this. I see you going on tour with this,
Thank
uh,
you.
and encouraging other people to open up their museums and their exhibits to really feature uh, caregivers, and also the concept to be seen. To be seen. I mean, what the eyes don't see, what the eyes don't see. And that's a great backdrop. I mean, they even put your name on the wall here. I mean, this is awesome. I see the QR code in the picture, a picture of a hand opening the door, a hand on the chest. Wow, that is powerful. That is awesome, and I think that this concept is going to go. This is, you will get more than enough funding through time if we can just get the right people to see the vision, connecting art to caregiving to just bringing that relief, and then marketing to those who are dealing with this. And you're right, about majority of their day is to that. And even if you're not full on caregiver, but you have an aging parent, right? You're doing some level of that, even
Right.
if they're independent, even if they're living on their own. You're still doing a certain level of, okay, let me look out.
Yeah.
uh, let me go get this device that they can wear on them at all times.
Yep. For
So
sure.
there's different levels of caregivers, and then there's the one that are doing it full time. And what we want to say to caregivers, we appreciate you and thank you for what you do for your family, and we're praying for you because we know that this is a tough journey.
Yep. Yes, we see you and you matter.
Absolutely. We see you and you matter. That is a great theme. Um, Talk about that a little bit more. We see you, to be seen. How important is that? How did that kind of just enter your heart, your mind, to really focus on that, to be seen, and what the eyes don't see?
Yeah, so it started with my dad, actually. He was a caregiver for my mom, who had lung cancer, and she passed away in February of 2021. And when thinking about, my family, I recognized that a lot of the work that he was doing with her, no one except for us, really knew about. Caregivers don't wear a sign, right? They don't walk around through life announcing that they're giving care to folks. And the other thing that I thought about was that this is a man, right? And when you initially think of caregivers, men sadly, it's not the norm for folks to automatically have an image of a man being a caregiver. In our society, there's these ideas of masculinity, and here I was witnessing this man be extremely vulnerable, and there's a strength that comes through that vulnerability. And I thought, well, he's not the only one, right? There are others out there. And so this project is about five other men who are doing these things. There's one man featured in the exhibit who drives like hundreds of miles every weekend to take his mom to church because she loves going to church. She has dementia, and that's a space that she really remembers and enjoys. And so what the eyes don't see is a nod to what we render as normal or what we normalize, and these folks that fly under the radar but are only seen by their family members. And how can we continue to raise our awareness to them, let them know that we love and see them and that they're valued, again, for the care they give, but also just for being really amazing humans. And I hope that this exhibit helps people just notice their humanity, their tenderness, the devotion that goes unseen. And if viewers can leave with a deeper appreciation for the caregivers in their own lives, maybe even check on them or offer support, right? Then I think the exhibit and this project has done the important work. I think seeing is a practice, and seeing is our first step toward caring for the caregivers better.
That's great. That is great. And it is an awesome concept. And we see you. You belong here. We see you. And that's great. I can't wait to have you back on to talk about what comes next, whether it be the book, whether it be the publication, whether it be the podcast. I'm excited to see the future of this. This is a great concept. And to caregivers, we're going to make sure that you get linked to this podcast right here. And where can people find you? How can they find you?
Yeah, so our website is developing. You can find us at thelovingwell.org. Again, that's thelovingwell.org, where you can reach out to me directly or share caregiver stories with us, join our emerging caregiver communities, or follow us for more updates about exhibits in the future.
Lovingwell.org. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is great. This is powerful. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Feel Good Friday. Now, before we go, there's one question I ask every guest. And I think that you have the ability, the skill set, the mindset to answer this question. It's Feel Good Friday. What can we feel good about?
We can feel good about caregivers in our lives, people who love us, and
Yeah.
the love that we give others.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this is great. Thank you so much for being my guest on Feel Good Friday. I'm excited about this subject. I'm excited about this. Let me just kind of put this up there. We're gonna once I edit all these clips, we'll be putting some of these pictures on again. But check this out, everybody. You see, even the art in this picture, somebody's taking a picture, but they're taking a picture of somebody taking a picture of the video. I love it. I love it. And so you have different people, their artwork. You have her photography, which is awesome, which is great, and so much doing all these exhibits. And we're looking forward to more. So if you're in the Greensboro, North Carolina neighborhood, go check out. Tell us the name of the museum again.
It's the Marshall Muse Gallery. It's downtown. I believe the address is 314 North Church Street.
All right, Marshall Muse Gallery. So it's the gallery. Check it out at the gallery, everybody. And even if you're just kind of driving through, you never know. You might just be. That is a very historical place, anyway. Greensboro, and connected to a lot of my wife's family out there as well. So
Okay.
definitely a lot of history there. So thank you for what you're doing,
Thank you.
and We look forward to more. Everybody, thank you for tuning in to Feel Good Friday. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dr. Phil 2, Shaping Your New Start. And you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. We are all there on Facebook. And we look forward to connecting with you some more. Take care, everybody. This is Feel Good Friday. Feel good about something today.
It's Feel Good Friday with Dr. Phil 2. It's time to fill your Friday with something good. Come on together, let's shape a new start with clarity, confidence, and purpose. It's Feel Good Friday.